I thought you were going to do it again. I was going to be like, you fat fuck.
Wow.
Welcome back to ExAnime episode 50.
Jesus.
I'm Matt, your nice host that's on asshole clapping after you say one like 10 minutes later.
It got stuck.
Oh, it got stuck. Oh, fuck you. And then here's Justus, the fat fuck.
Jesus, he's so cruel.
He beats me at night. Kind of reminds me of someone's parents in My Hero Academia.
Todoroki?
Wow. That was a good transition. You fucked it up.
Well, I mean, Todoroki's dad didn't exactly like.
You can do it, Shoto. Boom!
Endeavor wasn't a great dad.
She's trying now, which fucking means jack shit. Oh, man. So what episode of My Hero is this? Episode 110. So we're doing episode 110, 111, and 112. And
What he said.
I'm going to let Justus spoil 113 for me because it came out today. Technically, we're going to record this Thursday, but shit came up. Do you want to talk about 113 or are we going to wait to talk about? Because next week we're going to be talking about the last episode.
I'm just going to talk about the last. Well,
okay. Well, next week should we save it for next week?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So these 3 episodes have been so fucking chaotic. Like you learn about, I wrote his name down because I always fucking say it wrong. Shigaraki, which is our main evil villain dude that looks like he's like 80 years old because his skin is just tearing away at him. You learn his backstory, and suddenly I don't feel like so angry towards him. I'm like, listen, man, your dad basically beat you every time you said the word hero.
Also, your sister's a total bitch.
Oh, his sister's a fucking...
I didn't think you were going to get in trouble. Yes, you did.
Dare I say, cunt.
Those are very strong words.
Listen, man, he was hoping his sister. You also find out the biggest thing of Shigaraki. Shiraki?
Yeah.
Shiraki.
Wow.
His fucking...
Shigaraki.
Whatever. Main villain dude. We're going back to basics with Henry. His fucking grandmother is All Might's teacher. Like, what the fuck?
No, well, I mean, that was established way long ago, though.
Was it? I just missed it.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Back when, during the All Might All for One fight.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
Yeah.
Maybe I was crying so much like a little bitch. Yeah, I forgot. I kept those memories in.
Yeah, that was established a while ago.
Whatever. It was cool to see it again. And his sister is like, look, this is grandmother. And he's like, oh, really? Grandmother's a hero? And she's like, yeah, don't tell dad that we have this. And he's like, well, aren't we going to get in trouble? She's like, no, I'll cover for you. And she fucking threw him under the bus 2 seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
Threw him under the bus. He gets put outside to sleep outside because it's a whole fucked up family thing. All Might's teacher had to basically abandon her son at a young age, basically about the same age that he's at, to help make the world better and to kind of take on, because I imagine...
the danger was increasing, because...
Yeah. She had to help stop all the danger. They needed all the heroes. Mm-hmm. And he's mad at his mother for being a hero, which is why he doesn't like that word hero at all, because to him, she wasn't a hero.
Yeah, but it's even bullshit, though, because, at one point, he's, reading through the letter, and she's, explaining why she has to do that, and being a reasonable human being, and he's just like, no, she's a bitch. And it's you're an asshole.
Well, I wonder if he had a dad to grow up with, though. I wonder if he
was still put in, good care.
Yeah.
He still turned out
I think
really well. It's not
like he was. I think he's still just mad that his mom abandoned him.
Yeah, well, he's a little bitch.
Listen, all I know is he's a little bitch and then created a bigger monster.
Mm-hmm.
But then you feel bad for him because not the son of the... I don't think they said the dad's name, or they did at one point. I just never wrote it down. But Shiraki. Right? Shigaraki?
There's a G there.
Shigaraki. I'll get it right eventually.
No,
Bad guy. Shigaraki. See what I did there? But Shigaraki literally this is when you get the turning point. It's just sitting there fucking crying his eyes out, goes to hug his corgi, and then turns his corgi into fucking sushi. Well, at first, you know what makes me mad? He turns into, he kind of withers away. And then they're like, how do we animate a dead dog without animating a dead dog? Here you go. chopped pieces on the ground like it's fucking
It
Among Us.
It made it way worse.
Yeah, it was so much blood. It was like someone threw up soup. And then his sister comes out to apologize. And he turns her into soup.
Yeah, so apparently Japan has a rule about like death scenes can't be overly graphic. But what happens after the person is established dead is like game on. It doesn't matter, which is why like they ash and then it's puddle of blood.
Yeah.
So
it was fucking crazy. It's like kills a dog. Sister comes out trying to apologize, which is a bullshit move because, you know, she really wasn't apologizing. And then he accidentally kills her trying to stop her. And it's not his fault. I mean, he's like 5?
8?
8? I thought it was 5 that they got their corks. Is he 8? I think it's 5 when, whatever. He's
young.
A kid.
He was very young.
He's a kid. Like an 8. Imagine you're an 8-year-old and you accidentally just kill your dog and then you accidentally kill your sister. Like, then your mom comes out to try and save you. And then you accidentally kill her in the process too. And then you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to kill everyone. Because the dad comes out and makes it 10 times worse. Yes. The whole kid has a mental breakdown. I guess an important part I skipped over was, I don't think they previously established why he always itches. You know, he always itches because apparently he has the thirst to like kill. Kind of like how Toga always needs to like kill. And that was a whole episode, wasn't it?
Mm.
I think that was the most recent episode, 112.
Yeah.
So, but before that, big fucking fight though. Should we talk about the fight?
Yes.
I got beef with one of the scenes. Care to guess what it is, or the most obscure part of that whole fight?
I don't know.
So you remember the scene when you're with Gecko Dude?
Mm-hmm.
And he's running, right? You go from this big fight that's happening back to the Gecko Dude that's running to try and get the Shigaraki. Oh. But do you remember the scene when the ballerina is just dancing in her room and she cuts a hole in the wall and the guy tackles him and blows up? I'm like, what the fuck was the point of showing off this ballerina? It's just so fucking random out there.
Distraction, yo.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's fighting that guy from, Pickle Nose. I can't remember what it is. You're going to have to fill in some of this. The fight was
Twice does eventually, like, go crazy and just multiplies
a whole fucking army. Yeah. He, like, gets some form of sanity to save Toga because also they took way too long to try and break Toga's neck. Like, that's the most inefficient way to break someone's neck. They're like, I'm going to turn it slowly. It's like, nah, dude, just...
I think it was, like, meant to be quicker than that, but, like, anime, like, things are slowing down.
This is the problem we bitched about last week. Like, make it short, sweet, to the point. Boom, do the thing.
Yeah, but sometimes, like...
You learn about most people's backstory in that, too. Because you learn Twice's backstory of slowly going crazy, making doubles of himself and living other lives. And apparently this whole time, you always knew that he was him. But he finally found that he's himself when the clones of his clones from the bad guys break his arms. He's like, oh shit, I'm me. I can feel pain. And then multiplies that fucking army. At one point makes a giant version of himself.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this shit? Which I also didn't know he can, not only can he multiply himself, but he can make copies of other people, which I don't think they pre-established before.
Yeah, I think
or they did it once.
His like power up is he can now.
He can make copies of other people and use their power. Like this whole fight is trying to get people to use their meta ability and how
which is a quirk.
Yeah. Which is like even powering up themselves. And that fight was pretty cool. I don't think it'll win fight of the year.
No.
Like, I think they did too many cuts, and it wasn't, like, linear enough.
Yeah, also, like,
they did
we're about to have Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen exist, so...
Yeah. Did Jujutsu Kaisen... Yeah, that was this year. They had a pretty good fight, the clap fight. Wasn't there another fight? What was that other fight we watched?
I mean,
I
there's
can't-
To Your Eternity 86 also have pretty good fights.
Yeah, but I don't think any of those really stood out as much as probably the Jujutsu Kaisen fight.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have any Demon Slayer this year. We had the movie, but I don't think they count the movies in the fights.
No, but Demon Slayer's going to come out
Yeah.
before the end of the year.
I mean,
Right.
to be fair, that first episode's an hour.
Yeah.
But to wrap it up, I can't wait for the next episode because I guess they already announced season 6 of My Hero. Oh, big fucking surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But that was basically the roundup of it. I thought there were some pretty good episodes. Added some nice filler to it.
Shigaraki does win
Yeah.
against Destro after he almost levels a city, and that man's like,
He leveled like half that fucking city in one swipe.
I can't win. I submit. He literally had to like destroy his legs to live.
Yeah. And I guess now the League of Villains runs whatever the city was, but they have a new name. I think I wrote it down. Now they're called the Paranormal Liberation Front because they were the Liberation Army, but now they're called the Paranormal Liberation Front. And Dr. Eggman's going to help them.
Yeah.
To Your Eternity. Nothing new.
Yeah.
Series is still over with.
Yeah, it's still done. Next.
I really want to read it. I want to point out when we were at the store the other day, Barnes & Nobles, I really wanted to buy it and just start reading it. I'm like, I can't. I want to see it animated because I know it's going to be 1-to-1. So.
What, To Your Eternity?
Yeah.
Like read ahead?
I want to read ahead.
No.
But at the same time, I don't want to read
You can
ahead.
still get like the first 8 volumes and be good.
That's true. Was it? Yeah, it was 8. There was a lot of anime we saw at the store that I was surprised they went that far and that short of like books. To Your Eternity makes sense because there's usually 5 chapters, 4.
Yeah. Slime is like 20 volumes in 2 seasons.
Yeah, because To Your Eternity, I think they're long chapters, so I think it's 4 per book and 8, 16, 24. I mean, they're going a little fast, but
Duke is yours next.
man, I never have really anything too much to get into with the show because it's just still fucking adorable. It is definitely my guilty pleasure of the season because I keep going back and you keep seeing the master of the house, the Duke, and his maid. And his maid is always just trying to basically like sexually arouse the master, and he gets all blush. He's like, "No, Alice, I can't look." And then he like sneaks the peek, obviously, and she's like, "Oh, you're peeking?" He's like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I swear, I swear." It has a similar feel to kind of how like Oron, like I can't think of his name. The main dude of Oron High School Host Club, whatever, feels like that. Now, there is some interesting plot things. First thing I will say, they did announce a season 2. And then you finally get to meet his mother and have an episode with her because she's the one that basically banished him to that house.
Mm-hmm.
So no one could talk to him or mess with him because anything he touches obviously dies.
Is she a bitch?
It's weird. It's fucking weird. Hear me out. She is a giant bitch. And everything she does is very bitchy. But then you realize she does care for her son at the end of the episode, which is kind of bullshit. It's like that bullshit thing of, yo, man, she really hates him. And then she's like, I'm so proud to see that he's grown up and he can stand up to me and talk back to me. He'll make a fine man one day. And it's like, what kind of bullshit is this? You're just randomly throwing this in.
I guess he's not going to die. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, she did give him an ultimatum. So right now it's winter in the show where the season ended. She said you have till the end of spring. Yeah, you have till the end of spring to break your curse. So
or what?
Or you won't be the head of the house. So sorry. So they own.
All right, Mom, shake on it.
I mean, he does turn him into dust, so he could be from My Hero. Maybe this is the real origin story. But
damn,
it's
dog.
Just fucking. Oh. Well, he did accidentally kill a pet. But the interesting thing about it, because that's kind of the end of the season is what I'm talking about. It's before the end of the season. You get a whole bunch of plot points. They give you that small little cliffhanger of, you better come back for season 2. And you know you've met the witch. You're pretty sure you know who the witch is that can break his curse. And this is also the same witch that said, no one could break that curse. And it's like, could you? I probably could. But it's that backhand comment of you didn't know that was the witch at the time. You suspected it. But now you know for sure it's her. It's like, that's a fucking bitch that made my boy can't touch someone. And the curse is, you can't love anybody and no one will love you. Even though Alice loves him. Like, there's a point in the show where literally the Duke says, Alice, I don't care if you're a maid. I'm going to fucking marry you. And he's like, once this curse is broke, we're getting married. And it's like, yes, my boy finally fucking said it. My boy said, because he was debating early in the episode, how do I tell her I love her? I'll just say I'll marry her instead. But it's a great fucking show. But there was once, it throws me off so much. They would do like 2D scenes and then 3D scenes. And I finally figured out why the background looks so good. Basically, they draw this background, and the background is like it's painted on a canvas. Like, there's a scene where they zoom in, and I'm like, oh, shit, the background is like it's done on a canvas, which is why they do the 3D animation. They probably make it easier. But the background's all 2D animation, like it's traditional anime style, but it's done on a canvas painting. The music's good. It just feels so good.
All right, do you want to bitch?
I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything.
Okay.
No, I didn't miss anything.
Yo, the detective's already dead.
Yo, this show fucking sucks. Okay, hang on. I need to.
I called it, by the way.
You bitch first, I'll bitch second.
Yeah, so I called it.
The show's gonna suck.
What the fuck is her name? Nagisa was basically just like hell with Siesta's heart that like merged together. I called that the last week that we had talked about this.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's exactly what it was. Where I was like, I mean, I don't know what else it could have been. The way that they had established everything then. They did a extra weird supernatural thing where she can just like take over the body. And it's like, okay, I guess hearts are that strong, right?
The problem is they're trying to give you that emotional connection. Like, oh, it's Siesta again, I love her. Yeah, but they do it in the shittiest way possible.
Yeah.
Fuck this show.
They're just like, oh, this is a thing, by the way. Because it's, to a certain degree, it's meant to be like within some level of realism of like
after that
things.
Helicopter scene, there's no fucking realism in this show.
Like, yeah,
fuck this.
Things are established to a certain degree within like what was supposed to be a realistic thing. Even the big bad guys are just supposed to be aliens. Not quite real, of course,
or giant chameleons.
But like, you know, along the lines of what to expect within a grounds of reason. And then you have Siesta that's like, oh, she stole my heart. Looks like I'm going to have fun in this body. And it's like, okay, I guess. Also, like, you can just change colors of eyes and like whatever.
Well, this is the problem with the show. You can't base a show. This is how some shows fall apart. You can't say in a show, this is the real part of it. We don't go past as a realism point. And then you break that rule in the next episode, and then you bring it back, and you're like, no, this is a rule again. You can't break the rules to make it convenient. You got to make your story around it. Honestly, I guess I went into the last couple episodes wanting to hate it, which is bad. You should go in not expecting anything and be surprised with what you get. But man, they made you really want to hate this show. Especially, like, I keep saying this, the first episode was decently strong. They had a good plot. They had good animation. They had, I think, good character design. And then they're just like, nah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, the story wasn't overly compelling. I had scrolled down to see what just a couple of people on my anime list had reviewed it. One of them was like, this show is totally fucking with us. The main girl's name is Siesta. Siesta is Spanish for nap. And this show does nothing but put you the fuck to sleep.
I've seen comments like that for Tokyo Revengers, but that's fucking good.
Yeah, it's like, look, it's fine.
It's hard to watch. Fine. It doesn't keep you engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Like My Hero keeps you engaged. To be fair, that's My Hero. But even smaller series that no one really knew about until after they came out, like 86. We went into it expecting very little, and then came out of it like, this was good. I'm excited for another season.
Yeah, I gave The Detective Is Already Dead a 6, which is just on the fine scale, because it does have some moments that are good, redeemable stuff. Like, I think the first episode is a good example, at least the first half, where you're like, oh, the animation like has potential, has like some
They
good
had so much
qualities.
potential.
They even near the end,
Just like Siesta, it died.
Near the end, they have like a couple of those good enough kind of tie-ins on why like things are the way they are. Like at least in ways of like, look, Siesta's not just back. Like this is supposed to be a one-off thing.
I think it feels very much like the combatants will be dispatched. Started decently strong. You were somewhat invested halfway through, and towards the end, you're like, what the fuck?
Look,
what
I
are we
also
doing?
did kind of like the banter back and forth on the last episode where it's like, do you remember what we did in bed? And it's like, oh, we don't need to talk about anything like that. It's like, all right, that's fine. Just don't point the gun at me. Like, some of that stuff was still pretty all right. That's why.
If they would have kept that up in the middle of it, too. Like, keep that going. Like, you don't have to do it all the time, but don't go from extremely serious to playful to then sad. Like, it works for some shows, but they slowly move you into it. But this show was just like, okay, we're moving on to the next thing. We're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Siesta did die.
Oh. Yeah, there was like, I found myself trying to force myself to be sad because I feel like I should have been, but I was sitting there like, whatever.
Yeah. I was just kind of there along for the ride. I didn't feel sad or anything either.
It's not like Anohana, where like, you know eventually she's going to disappear, but then they hit you kind of out of nowhere because they're making you happy to make you forget what's going on, and then they hit you with...
With some notes.
Yeah, sorry, audience. In the future, I'm going to start making spoiler warnings, but listen, it's going to get... Excuse me. It's going to get spoiled.
Yeah. Like I said, this show was kind of fine. The helicopter thing was pretty ridiculous.
Listen, I need to bitch. Can I have like 2 minutes? Can I have like 2 minutes to bitch about this?
You get 90 seconds.
Okay, you want to time me right when it hits... Well, this is going to be... Ooh, we should make this a thing. Henry bitches. 60-second segment. You could use
90 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, first thing about the fucking helicopter. How does she shoot a 50 cal shoulder fired, hits pinpoint accurate on the tail? But oh no, when our main boy is being held by a giant chameleon 10 times his size, well, I can't hit that target in a moving helicopter. It's a fucking moving helicopter with a shoulder fire 50 cal. She's hitting point blank. Second thing I fucking hated. Oh yeah, the tail hit the bottom of the helicopter. Now we have a hole in the top side of our helicopter. We're leaking fuel. Helicopter's going down. It's like, where the fuck did that hole come from? That's bullshit. We know it. That was a lot of fuel on that deck, and they weren't even above the deck when the fuel was leaking. They were like fucking 10 feet away. Third point I need to bitch about. How much time do I got left?
Keep going.
Keep going. Okay, so third point I got to fucking bitch about is when she shoots the minigun out of the fucking plane. Shoulder fire doesn't even tuck in her side to control it. She's just like, I'm going to hip fire and I'm going to talk like this, really quiet. And somehow he can hear me over a fucking minigun that has no belt, has no power to it. How the fuck is this thing shooting? And she was hitting accurate for the first like 100 shots. And she's like, for plot reasons, I need to miss now. It's like, fuck you. This is also after she's using a fucking AR, shoots like 500 rounds out of it. Hits pinpoint accurate until the plot makes it so she doesn't hit accurate out of a moving helicopter going like 50 miles an hour. This is after they fucking But this isn't part of the helicopter. This is part of when he shoots Chameleon's tail and she falls. They catch her on a speedboat going like 80 miles an hour. It's like, she wouldn't have hit that. She would have gone down. The boat would have fucking smacked her. She should have been dead. That's all I'm going to say. Fuck that helicopter. Also, no one was wearing a headset. I'll stop bitching about the helicopter. That's you gotta clip this. Henry bitching about the fucking helicopter.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. It was very bad. It was fucking shitty. Fuck that helicopter, dude.
The police officer who...
She doesn't have a pilot's license. She already said she can't fly anything. But somehow she can fly a fucking helicopter.
Who was like, oh, I guess I should give up smoking. At no point did she throw the cigarette over the side. She's like, yeah, I'm going to quit smoking. Take my lighter. And then they throw the lighter over the edge, which totally would have blown out, by the way. Like, the most realistic thing would have been to use the cigarette because the cherry would have burned way hotter and stayed, like, lit.
Also,
it fell.
Did they say why the boat was still moving when they were evacuating people?
I
don't think they did. Because that boat was still going full speed. We're getting people off the boat. You don't evacuate at full speed on that boat. Fucking dumb. What the fuck?
I'm assuming it was to keep the
For
illusion
plot
on.
Reasons. It's fucking dumb. A boat would have been stationary while people got off.
Yeah,
it's fucking bullshit. Like,
and then they let them all back on immediately after, and was like,
"We're not how this works. This isn't how it works."
Yeah,
fucking hate this show. Fucking 1 out of 10. I'm gonna do that. My enemy list. 1 out of 10. Helicopter scene.
And then
better clip this after.
Look, I don't have anything else.
Speaking
to say.
Of other fucking shows that is so fucking goddamn
Peach
confusing.
Boy Riverside.
Did you see what I posted? Okay, hang on. I need to say this real quick. This is how you watch Peach Boy Riverside.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware of it.
You go from episode 1 to episode 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 9. Oh wait, sorry. No, you're supposed to watch episode 4 first. Then you watch episode 1. Then you watch episode 2. Then you watch episode 7. Then you watch episode 11, 12, 5, 6, 3, 8, 10, 9. That's so fucking... Like, you're supposed to be watching, like, episode 9. Or you're supposed to be watching episode, what? 7 as the 4th episode. Like... Peach Boy Riverside, like, God, they should have just fucking drowned in that river. It's so
I think the story in chronological order is super interesting.
I think it would be too. I think it'd be a really good story chronologically. What the fuck?
Yeah, the stylistic decision of being like, we're gonna move the stuff around. It didn't work. If they announce a season 2, I would hope they're like, we're just gonna go like
I did try to defend it, but towards the end, there's no defending what they did with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was some stuff they should have... I'm sure the next season, because everything's pretty established, but you never know. Maybe they'll do the next season totally backwards then. Episode 12 first, and then you'll watch episode 1 at the very beginning, and you'll have this epiphany that all worked out. I fucking hate that. Hey, by the way, that witch was stacked.
Yeah, was she like even wearing a shirt underneath? Or
No,
she
was just fucking walking around just like with a little robe. Yeah. I did write like her tavern literally felt like stuff was very similarly placed in that tavern as in the 7 Deadly Sins tavern. It's like I love and hate this, especially Frau. Like Frau always has like she's like
the coolest character.
She's like a 14-year-old boy. She goes for like 10 seconds and then she's fucking worn out after it happens. She fucking like chops off that American Eagle's beautiful wings. And then she's just like, tired.
I mean, that was like her angel demon power thing.
But it's like 5 seconds and then she's out for the rest of the day.
She even said that there was literally just the smallest amount of power just left over by her.
Yeah, but
she used it and then passed out because that already established.
She needs to start building up an immunity to this shit.
I don't think that's how it works, and that you didn't pay Justin.
She needs to build up stamina. Even Sally had to build stamina.
Frau did it too. Frau ran with her.
No, but Frau needs more stamina to handle the demon form. Also, I love how at like the last episode they're like, "Yo, what's up, Frau? We're best friends, right? What's up, Winnie?" It's like, when have you two known each other? Like I feel like at no point they established that they knew each other. They're
Mm-hmm.
just like, boom, here you go. They know each other.
The episode or two prior, the sword that Hawthorne gets was Frau's.
Oh, was it Frau's?
Yep, that was established that's how they...
I feel like they should have made a bigger deal on it.
I feel like you should have paid more attention.
I fucking did pay attention.
Well, clearly you didn't if you didn't realize that.
Also, at one point, Frau had to fight Mr. Elastic Man. That's all I wrote. That dude, which is not Frau, Carrot.
Mm-hmm.
Carrot, which is our org, which is now a human, was fighting this guy that was basically Mr. Elastic Man, and then fucking Rasengan his fucking stomach and killed him. Which they're doing the same thing the detective did. You have no emotional attachment to her having emotional attachment. So she kills her best friend, but it's like a 2-minute scene, and they build up no emotional attachment to make you sad for her.
Wow. She's just sad that she had to kill another org.
Yeah.
Though. Not like best friends.
And
they did establish that they all used to travel together. So
I will say Pikachu had a tough time fighting Hawthorne. What's me?
you're just...
What? He's fucking Pikachu. He just uses lightning. I also wrote it basically felt like JoJo because he basically had like a stand user behind him fucking fighting.
I'll say, man, that boy should have just went with them.
He should have. He fucking died. That's the fucking thing I'm gonna bitch again. He fucking died 2 feet outside the front of the city. The same way they had to go. He's like, I'm gonna get going ahead of you guys. So, okay, we're going that way too. You should come with. He's like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. He literally died 2 feet in front of the city. And then those 4 had to have walked out the front of the city and didn't see his body. Did no one stumble across his little kid's body and be like, oh man, someone used him as a fucking puppet? I mean, that was a pretty dramatic, like, oh, hey, what's up? And he's just like, Fucking just, God. What's his name? I don't even know his name. The main bad guy with blonde hair that's short. It's Mr. something. I can't remember. But God. But the kid's name is Todoroki, which I always find amusing. So I'm like, hey, another Todoroki this season. It's like, can we not come up with anything else? I don't know how common Todoroki is in Japan, so.
Just common enough.
Just common enough that it works. Yeah, I did. Sumeragi. Like, it just felt like poor writing. That whole episode, it's like, here's a fight. It's over in 10 seconds. Here's another fight. It's over in 10 seconds. Because they literally had 4 fights that started and basically ended. Minus the fight between Hawthorne and Todoroki, right? Because that was from the episode before. Or 2 episodes before.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been the episode before if you go chronologically. Oh, I forgot I wrote this comment. It's when they're doing a close-up on Winnie. I was like, why is Winnie so fucking thick? Yeah, she's literally wearing nothing. Like, that button is doing some fucking work. Just trying to hang on for dear life. And, like, in order for Winnie, because Sally wants to be taught magic by Winnie.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things. Winnie's like, I have 3 things you need to do. You need to do whatever I say. We need to, like, build up your stamina. Oh, yeah. And you got to give me $1 million. And she's like, that's a lot of money. Hawthorne, give her $1 million. Well, we won't have much left. It's like, you're just fucking walking around with $1 million? Like, I don't know how old-timey things work, but usually people don't walk around with $1 million fucking dollars. Because it's already pre-established, like a loaf of bread is like $5. So,
Also, I don't think that he had $1 million. It was like, because even winning the tournament would only be like 700 gold.
Yeah, but he had the wallet, so I wonder if it's a cresting that's like, it's worth that much, or...
Maybe.
That's a lot of money to walk around with.
Also, the easiest clap back is like, bitch, you're the princess here. You give him your $1 million.
Right? Like, just call your dad, like, yo, Dad, I need a couple $1 million to, like, be top magic.
But, like, I'll also be top magic, and I could do some cool wizard shit when I get back.
There's a scene in that same episode when she's fighting Hawthorne, and I thought she straight up just took off her shirt with the fight. She, like, took off her shirt, her overshirt, to fight Hawthorne. It's like, great. If already we didn't have enough fan service of, like, Sally. Boom. Like, I even commented, why is she wearing skin-tight leather jeans and like a skin tight white wet t-shirt contest t-shirt. It's like, come on, guys, we don't need that much fucking fan service for a fight.
Take what I can get with this show.
I don't get why elves are always racist though. Like, you know what I mean? Elves are fucking racist. I want this to be a clip too that we're gonna talk about. Why is it every fucking series? Gate. Oh, we don't like the dwarves. Fuck dwarves. Why? They're a different race. Peach Boy Riverside. We don't like the lizard people. Or the lizard folk is what
the
they're
Lord
called.
of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings, especially they're like, yo, you're a different race. We can't be racist, but fuck your race. That's racist. We're not racist. You're fucking racist. You hate another race. You are fucking racist. And in this show, they don't even try and fucking hide it. They're like, yeah, we hate that other race. Fuck that other race.
Yeah. It's whatever.
It's not. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Can there be one elf that's not fucking racist, or is that just lore of elves? Is that lore of?
Slime doesn't really have like.
Good job, Slime. Slime isn't racist.
Also,
Boom,
Goblin Slayer doesn't, but like
No,
she also gets almost raped.
Well, they kind of hate each other. Goblins are like pests.
Well, nobody likes goblins, so they work together.
Yeah. I feel like that should just be the clip. Well, Slime isn't racist. I think that's the only show I can think that there's elves and they aren't racist. Gate.
I could be wrong, though. I could just have missed something.
Yo, prove us wrong in the comments for the clip.
Yeah.
They don't even try and hide it because they're like, yo, we're going to leave the bows in the rear guard to defend them. And Hawthorne's like, you're going to let him die. Like, how did you figure it out?
That sounds like shit.
Yeah, that's a shit plan. Also, what is the fucking great Deku tree doing there? That's literally what it is. It's a giant fucking Deku tree. And what did she give the tree? Because they never established what she did to make the tree stronger. They're
Whatever
just like,
Sumeragi gave her.
It's like, here you go, you're stronger. Probably gave the tree some fucking miracle grow or something. But that wasn't even a fight. It was like a fucking diplomatic episode, like Slime. They just stood there talking around. It's always like, there can be peace. There can't be peace. You know what, tree? You're right. No peace. And then chops it in half in one hit. And Winnie's
there can't be peace. Good reasoning. Either make peace or I kill you. Well, that's not making peace. I mean, this seems to be the only option, which is one of those like, touche.
You don't say. No peace, huh? It was... It just made me mad. Like, also, I didn't know...
Just be happy the tree didn't suddenly get, like, copy-feely on you. Because it could have.
The tree kind of did... Listen, there was some more fan service.
Well, I mean, the tree started to crush her to death, but, like...
Everything apparently but her tits.
Well, it's not as efficient if you, like, cover up the tits.
But your chest is there.
Yeah, but the waist section around below where the tits are going to be is going to be smaller anyways.
Yeah, but why not crush her? Just crush her completely. But the other thing I got to point out. Where the fuck did this femboy come from? Just like,
that's the...
Well, he's from the original town, but it's just like, they really doubled down on that femboy shit. It's like, go with him. I think it is a female voice actor for him. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, I don't like maid outfits. Later, I like this outfit while I'm wearing a maid outfit. It's like, okay, guys. Like,
it was just like an apron.
It was a maid outfit. We both know
whatever. It was just an apron.
I'm glad most of these shows are over. Dude, next season's going to be so good. Sometimes you have to push down the safety on it to close it because it's a bitch. I did have some news.
Oh, boy, the news.
The news. Good news, everybody.
I keep getting more likes on my tweet. I called somebody cringe, and people like it. By the way, I have ratioed him at this point. I have more likes than he does.
Really?
Yeah. I win.
Big news. So as far as season 2s, we know for sure the Duke and his maid is getting a season 2. My Hero is definitely getting a season 6 on there. There was some spicy news as one might say. Yuzaki-chan, the manga author's releasing a doujin of it, which is how they got their start in the first place. Did you see Kobayashi's getting a game?
No.
They're getting a shooter game. They put out a commercial for it, but it's not like, it doesn't tell you about the game. It's kind of that like, hey, we're making a game kind of thing. And then Mushoku Tensei, so that's Jobless Reincarnation. That is having a crossover game collaboration with Konosuba. So the Konosuba game that I've been playing, which I haven't paid any money yet, so I think I'm doing pretty good. They're going to have a collaboration between the two, and that's actually starting up this next season. So next week, we're going to finish up the rest of the shows. We're going to put them in a tier list, and hopefully I'll actually have it up this time. I'm really going to try. And then we're also going to talk about what we're going to watch, because a lot of stuff starts not this weekend, but next weekend. Like October 3rd, October 5th is kind of when stuff starts. So we'll kind of talk about what we're thinking to watch. Then we'll have our special. And then we'll pretty much start going right into the shows. Right? Because that'll be about episode 2.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, roughly.
So we don't know what we're doing for the special yet. Hopefully something good. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to watch Spirited Away in the movies.
Ooh.
The first time I ever saw Spirited Away was in the movie theater. And I'm going to go see it again because it's...
And he's going to go... It will be his last time.
What are you trying to say?
You can infer that.
Also, to any of our Overwatch fans, Shanghai, GG.
Yeah.
Get fucked over the ring. Goodbye.